Hello YouTube, Mack finally back again, this time with another video review. First, just a quick recap on why I haven't really been around too much. So as you all know, I moved country, haven't really done much since then, but I've also switched between jobs, gone from working as an assistant manager to a teacher, which if anyone else is a teacher or works in education, those takes up a shitload of time. But anyways, we'll just get on with things and look at what has become one of my favourite MGs to date, the new MG Jegan, who as you can see is not green. I've completely painted him top to bottom because I really like, well, just the fact that this was all plain colours, as nice as it looked in green. I don't really like things when they're all matching colour. Just sort of says to me this is a palette upon which you can build your own design. And this is a team, if you look through some of my older videos, I've done this kind of colour scheme before. I really like it, the mostly light blue with dark and some orange thrown in there and a bit of white just to highlight. And it really breaks it all up nicely. But anyways, open cockpit. No, at least I've shown off that feature now. We'll get into the review. So, all in, if I just give you a nice look around, he's pretty big. I mean, let's see, what can I compare him to? Well, I could get something from the cabinets. This is where everything is. Just give you a quick look at them. Everything up and top to bottom. It's all been put away. The thing I love about my new house, I have space. Anyways, yes. So, standing tall, let's see, that's one. We'll do this horse measurements. 1 hand, 2 hand, 2.5. 2.5 hands high. Which is about, give or take, about 10 inches tall, maybe 11. So most of what you're paying for is really the size of this, because it's not the most expensive MG in the world. It's around, it cost me €38, which worked out to about £32, and most of that is down to the fact that this is really a glorified RE100. You'd find as much complexity in one of the Hunter scale Iron-Blooded Orphans kits, because it's got simple hands, it has its own entire inner frame, everything head to toe, but it doesn't really do much. There's no sliding armor gimmicks, there's no extra weapons or detachable features or anything really. The kind of level of complexity that you would expect from, say, a Katoki kit or one of the unicorns. You don't really get anything at that level with this. It's very, very, very basic, which again was okay for me because it's still a very flexible kit. I mean, especially like this new joint they've been incorporating into kits, where instead of a ball joint at the waist, you have a piece in here that has a double hinge going from here to here, so you can really crunch it forward and back easily. And then there's a pivot in here where it's connected, so you can still get a bit of side to side movement in there, and I really like that. Now the arms can't go up much further than that. They can go way up high, and you can actually keep them up here if you just like them to be a bit more showy, or you can bring them back down. Now if I take the backpack off, you can see a really good joint on the head. Let's see if I can get this backpack off now I've painted them. Yep, there it goes. So if I turn it around here, you can see the head actually goes a lot further up than just this. It's actually got a really nice double joint to go way back, so you've got that sort of look they had in Char's counterattack when they were all on their way to help stop Axis falling to Earth. Unfortunately, you can't do that with the backpack on, because it hits the back of the head and it also hits the little machine gun pod up top. So we'll just put that back forward like that. The backpack itself is really nice. it's very simple again, but some of the details I love in it is these up inside the thrusters. You have all these separate orange pieces, which I've just gone over with a little bit of orange paint just to make them a bit more vibrant. Even up here, these are more of a cheesy yellow colour originally, but I've painted them orange. And these little over the shoulder bunny ear things. Now, we'll get back on to posability. So we've done the shoulder joints, done the waist, done the head. The arms themselves rotate, but you get a really nice double joint in here, which can come all the way up. The hands themselves are actually on a really nice joint here, with some good up and down movement. At the waist, each of these can come out, swivel, and each has their own unique feature. So on this side you have the beam saber, which just pops out just like that, and you can just remove that. Well, I haven't done this since I painted it, so it might be a bit difficult, or not come out at all. Oh shit. Oh well. Oh, here it comes. Hey. Thin your paints, people. I'm just going to leave that out because I need that for a little something later, just to show off how the beam saber works. And on this side you have the grenade rack, which you can separate them in the individual grenades as you can do with other kits such as the Jesta. In fact, I think it's the exact same ones that you get with the Jesta. Now, moving those out of the way, the legs can come all the way out to the side on this really nice 2-point joint in here. So this piece feeds into here, which feeds into there, rather than a simple ball joint like you get on the high grade, which also allows, as you can see, the usual all the way back and all the way forward. But there's also another joint in here you can see just on a track that allows that to come forward, so you can get these really far apart. But there's also, because of that double joint in there, you can actually move the leg side to side now. These have a really nice double joint on them. Boosters at the back are individually posable. Feet come further forward than they do backwards, and at the front you've got this little toe pivot. A little bit of side-to-side movement, which operates in conjunction with another joint up in there, so you can actually get them to go completely flat, or you can just move them with a nice tilt. So again, that just calls back on why this is so basic, but it doesn't really need much anyway. Nothing really hinders any articulation except for up in the neck, and it doesn't really need much more than that. For accessories, you get the beam rifle that you, well, get standard with most Jegan kits. I think the only one that doesn't come with this is the stock Jegan. You also get the beam saber as shown earlier, which fits into the hands I have not painted yet. Speaking of, we'll just show them off now. You get 2 of these trigger finger hands, which are designed for the Thunderbolt Gundam. This uses the same hands as the full armor Thunderbolt Gundam, except for this uniquely done trigger finger to fit this much bigger rifle. You get the 2 saber holding hands. So this just slots right into there. Two closed fist. And 1 open palm. And then you also get the shield, which has this strange joint on it because it can't actually lie flat back. I mean, you can sort of rotate it flat back, but that's about it. You can't really actually bring it to be flat against the arm like you can do on other kits because of the way it's connected. That doesn't bother me because I normally just have it displayed like so in the cabinet. So yeah, that's really about all there is to say on this kit. Would I recommend getting it? Yeah, it's a simple army builder. I'd easily give it 8 out of 10. It's not quite what you expect from an MG, especially MGs these days. I mean, I'm about to build the MG GM Sniper, which I have all the, like this Sniper, which is a kit from 2006, but the original base model's from the year 2000, and that has way more accessories and about the same articulation, but it still has so much more than this will. But they cost about the same. Between the two, I'd still say go for the Jegan because compared to modern day standards, it actually does live up to the type of construction you'd expect, just not the articulation and posability and, well, no, not the posability so much as you pose it. You're expecting bits and pieces to shift. You would be expecting this kneecap to move, you'd be expecting this to slide down, bits in here to move out of the way, but there's not really any of that on here. I mean, there's a really nice internal frame. See if we can get this to make it very easy to pop this front bit off. Yep, there we go. So, you know, that looks nice. It's very easy to paint that up and detail it, but you're not really going to see it unless you completely strip this down. So, don't really think that's a marketable feature because you get that on most kits these days, but that seems to have been what they went with. In any case, it's still good. So yeah, 7 out of 10, and I do recommend getting it. It's nice and easy grunt suit to build. It's just not a challenge. Good for beginners, not exactly stellar for people like myself who've been doing this for years, but it's still good. So I think I'll leave the video there and look forward to more in the future. Mack out.